Hey guys, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell to be updated every time I make a new video. Thanks, let's begin. No, it's not a relic, even though you could consider it to be one. The book, in fact, is called Relict. Now, why do I have two copies of this book? Well, the answer is quite simple, my friends. I have one copy for me, which is signed by Chris McInally, who is also a good friend of mine. For my friend Brian, your support means more than you know. So this is my copy. I'm giving away this copy of Relict as part of a contest for the end of this theme week. All you have to do to enter is leave a comment down below saying which book of this particular theme week you enjoyed hearing about the most. There's only 5 other reviews. If it's this one, that's fine, but let me know which one interests you the most. And you have to be 18 or over and a US citizen to enter this contest. Them the rules. I did receive an advanced reader's copy on Kindle. I thank you for that, Chris. This is the 2021 Chris McInally Shark horror adventure novel. The plot. After the death of Kai's parents, he goes to stay with his uncle, and, well, his uncle's loaded with cash, and is a scientist, and believes that the Megalodon still lives. He, along with his colleagues and financiers, is going to find out for sure if that's the case or not. And if you couldn't tell by the cover, he ain't wrong. This story does have some beats from the Meg 2018. However, this book twists some of the scares around, and it works and is good at explaining why things turn out the way they do. For example, they don't even see the Meg coming even though they have sonar. They later explain that it was using a whale shark as a way to cover its signal. Now, I'm not saying that it knew that they could pick it up on sonar, but the shark's instincts knew that it needed a cover in case of another predator in the area. It's not like in the Meg where the shark jumps out at the characters, and they didn't even know it was there despite all their fancy equipment. I think they would have a sonar to some capacity and someone on it watching it at all times, even though they thought the Meg was dead. McInally's attention to detail is impressive. He seems to know his way around subs and such. He also achieves decent dialogue, and gives us well-rounded characters, with realistic reactions to things. For example, when they first run into the Megalodon, and to make it to safety, Kai runs off and into his quarters bathroom. After losing his parents, and coming to terms that he almost saw them again by dying, but thankfully surviving, his world is shattered. One thing I kind of understand, but not entirely, is why they would let Kai go on the sub in the first place. He's 13 years old. I think he's 13. It's explained that his uncle was too lost in the excitement to put thoughts of safety forward. However, no one batted an eye. It seemed a bit too unrealistic. I'm getting ahead of myself. Just who are these characters that I'm talking about? Kai Mackenzie lost his parents, now lives with his uncle, and is a brat. He doesn't care about anything his uncle's doing for him. He just wants to go and live by himself, even though he finds out he has no one else. Aloysius, also known as Wish, is his uncle, a marine biologist, believer in the Megalodon's current existence. He's a good guy. He is not a manipulative uncle. Instead, he actually just tries to do the best he can for Kai, but at the same time, he's no parent. Athena is a biologist aquanautical engineer. She knows her way around the submersible too. And the sub they use in this book is dubbed the Persephone, who was Hades' wife, queen of the underworld. And I like Athena's character. She's a smart but cautious adventure seeker. She doesn't quite believe in the Megalodon's existence until she sees it for herself. Captain Brett, Blue, Harding, Athena's Australian friend, cares deeply for Athena on a friendship level. Vargas, the employer, is the money behind the operation. He trusts Wish's judgment and will be there for him as long as he doesn't question or cross him. The characters are developed enough, but I felt there could have been a bit more to them. Their interactions are well written and read like actual dialogue between people. It toss of the coin kind of situation. On one side, you could have great conversations, and on the other, decent backstories and development. It's really a win-win kind of situation. I like the running gag where Kai will mispronounce something and Wish will correct him no matter what the circumstances. That's what kind of makes it funny, is that no matter what's happening, if Kai says something wrong, Wish will correct him. They could be staring death in the face, and he'll be saying, "Holy tomatoes," and Wish will be like, "It's tomato." This doesn't happen in the book, but it's the only thing I could think of. The gore. The age range for this book is listed at 15 to 18. However, I would say even 13-year-olds could check this one out. Much like the Valley of Tooth and Claw, McInally refrains from using an overabundance of gore. I can respect his decision. However, as a constant reader, I can say that a little carnage does not hurt. Between books, shake things up a bit. We get the sharks tearing into whales and others of their own kind. From what I remember, very few people actually die. It's an interesting, yet lacking approach. I know Chris wants to make this into a series, so you would need at least some of the characters to come back. Regardless, the suspense is great at some points. A lot of things can happen when you're left dangling in the water. The imagery the author presents to the reader does paint a decent picture. You get a sense of horror as the shark's jaws spread open to devour something. I didn't really feel the scale of the creatures as much as I would have liked. I still feel it's a very well-written story, though. For the proposed film score, Harold Klauser, who also composed Alien vs. Predator, Death Race 2008, and 10,000 BC, I feel would be a perfect composer for this movie. He brings a sense of awe and wonder to his music, namely in AVP where he really shines. Does the epic factor creep in? Here I could just picture the intense use of violins, building and building as the Megalodons chase our heroes towards the shore. Also, when they first encounter the beast, the amazing themes Klauser could provide could send shivers down the viewer's spine. Overall, at around 125 to 182 pages, depending on which version you read, Kindle or paperback, it's a short book. About halfway through, they discover the shark. If you want a well-written and quick Megalodon story, this should be right up your alley. It's got enough heart and emotion to push the characters along and make them well-rounded. Enough. The shark action is pretty good, if not a bit lackluster on the bloodshed. Also, I think the pacing really picks up when the fish arrive, but before that, the book is engaging enough to hold your interest. Check out Relict, it's on Amazon, it'll make for a fun read. Even though summer's over, the fish still swim. Overall, I give Relict a 3 out of 5. Thank you all for watching, and I am Brian Gatto, the Horror Show host. Make sure to like, comment on, as well as share this video. Like my Facebook fan page and support me on Patreon. Even $1 a month will help keep this channel going on strong, and I greatly appreciate it. Plus, you get access to body counts and other music videos that you cannot get on YouTube because of copyright and age restrictions and monetary support. If you want to support the channel through PayPal, it's horrorshow37@gmail.com. I'd greatly appreciate that too. But if you don't want to support me with any money, just hit that notification bell to be notified every time I make a new video. And as always, subscribe.